Good afternoon. This is JC, and I think that you should all listen to this, and I think you should listen to it all the way through. It's not that long, but I think that you need to listen to it. Sorry, the clock is going off in the background if you can hear the chimes. Anyway, Aaron Parnas, he has the Parnas perspective on Substack, and that's where this is coming from. I'm going to play the audio track for it, and then at the end, we'll talk for a minute before I hang up and close out this video. But if this happens, we have no country left. And Donald Trump's on the way to doing it. And this is from a speech he gave this weekend.
Donald Trump just gave the most dangerous speech in recent memory. By Aaron Parnas. Donald Trump just delivered one of the most dangerous speeches in recent memory at the Department of Justice, using the institution meant to uphold the rule of law as a stage to attack the press, undermine the judiciary, and threaten political retribution. If you appreciate independent, no-nonsense reporting that cuts through the spin, consider becoming a paid subscriber. Your support helps me continue exposing the facts that mainstream media won't, and hold this administration accountable by exposing the truth. His remarks were not just an exercise in grievance politics, but a direct assault on fundamental democratic principles. In a speech filled with authoritarian undertones, Trump railed against media organizations, calling for the criminalization of critical reporting, lavished praise on a judge favorable to him while insisting that criticism of her should be illegal, and vowed sweeping investigations into unnamed enemies. First, Donald Trump criticized major news networks CNN and MSNBC, alleging that they operate as political arms of the Democratic Party. He claimed that these outlets publish overwhelmingly negative coverage about him, estimating it at 97.6%, and went further to assert that their actions are both corrupt and illegal. And quote, "What they do is illegal," end quote, Trump stated, once again launching an attack on the First Amendment. Then, Trump criticized newspapers, comparing them to highly paid political operatives and arguing that their actions should be deemed illegal. Expressing frustration over what he perceives as biased reporting, he insisted that this type of media activity, end quote, has to stop, end quote, and end quote, cannot be legal, end quote, reinforcing his broader claims that mainstream outlets operate as extensions of political interests rather than independent journalism. Later, Trump praised U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon for dismissing his classified documents case, describing her as, end quote, brilliant, end quote, and end quote, the absolute model of what a judge should be, end quote. He expressed concern over public criticisms labeling her as, end quote, slow, end quote, or, end quote, not smart, end quote, suggesting that such remarks should be illegal to prevent undue influence on judicial decisions. He went on to announce a, end quote, far-reaching investigation into the corruption of our system, end quote, vowing to, end quote, expose their egregious crimes and severe misconduct, end quote. Later, he criticized the administration of Washington, D.C., suggesting that if city officials are unable to effectively manage the Capitol, the federal government may need to intervene. He stated, end quote, if the administration can't do the job, we're going to have to take it back and run it through the federal government, end quote. And after lambasting American Justice Department attorneys, Trump changed his tune and started almost praising Vladimir Putin, claiming, end quote, he has respect for this country, end quote. This speech was not simply another instance of Trump's signature bombast. It was a roadmap for an administration willing to trample legal norms and democratic institutions in pursuit of unchecked power. By threatening the press, promising mass investigations, and openly entertaining federal takeovers, Trump signaled an alarming vision for the future. One where dissent is criminalized, the judiciary is subjugated, and government institutions serve only his interests. His words at the DOJ serve as a stark warning. The very foundations of American democracy could be at risk. I will never stop reporting the truth and holding the administration accountable. Become a paid subscriber to support my work.
That might have been a little bit hard to follow because of the quotes, but it's still, the message is there. Donald Trump is trying to end all the institutions that make our country democratic and replace them with his own personal sycophants and toadies and make our country a fascist regime with him as the tyrant at the head of the whole mess. He wants to run this country with a firm hand, only I would say he wants to run this country with a tyrant's hand. He wants everything his way. He wants everybody in government to pledge allegiance to him, not to the Constitution. And we have to put this man down. He is got to go. Somehow, some way, somewhere, Donald Trump has got to go out of this country. Export him. I don't care what you do with him, but he can't stay president for much longer, or else we're done for. And let that sink in. We are done for if we let him get away with anything like this anymore. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, saying fuck Donald Trump and all of his fascist ideas. And to my friends, followers, and family, I love you all. Poxamore Jack, keep on trucking.